In this video, I'm going to share with you the danger and the risks of our Indians, especially young men and young women checking the internet or YouTube or reading articles to solve their problems, and why sometimes it can be very dangerous. And I'll give you an actual example, actual incident that took place. Okay. I was about to make a different video, not this one, when suddenly I got a WhatsApp message from a young man. I get a lot of messages from lots of people who want my advice, guidance. Not everyone can afford to be my client, so some of them they just ask me for an opinion. Okay, so this young man, obviously, he is not earning or anything, but seemed very sincere. And right off the bat, he said, "Hi, sir," and he said, "Sir, I have ADHD." Okay, for those of you who don't know what is ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Okay, what it means is um, it's a condition that was created or invented or discovered very lately, a few years ago, maybe 20, 30 years ago, whereby anybody who is hyper, anyone who is restless, anyone who is distracted, anyone who cannot study or sit in one place, or always is either looking here, looking there, or talking one topic, then they move to another, then they move to another, means the brain is so working so fast, you literally begin to wonder, like, slow down, man, relax, just chill out. And these are the troublemakers, as they call it. Like, for example, my daughter, and by the way, this is me also. Okay, we love attention. We love attention. We'll do anything for attention. And you can make out from my tattoos. So my daughter, I'll tell you how she has ADHD. My daughter, right from the time she wakes up, she has boundless energy. She is talking, she is jumping, she is dancing. You have seen some of her videos where she dances at the back. She can literally dance. I'm telling you, literally dance for more than an hour. Okay, she can play for hours and hours. She can dance, or sometimes she doesn't even need music. She has to be doing something. She is either drawing, she is playing with someone, talking to someone, uh, watching her iPad. That's the only time she is relaxed. But there also she has to keep fiddling around. Her teachers have constantly complained that she is the most uh, hyper child in the class, not just her classroom, all the classes put together. My daughter is the most hyper. Actually, she has got this from me. I got it from my mother, the ADHD condition. She has it, I think, at exaggerated levels. Okay, she doesn't know how to control it. Now, right, right from the get go, from day one, the teachers had suggested that to take my daughter to a psychiatrist or a doctor where they will give control tablets. Control tablets are they are like Adderall and all that. What they do is they calm you down. They just make you, like, literally, for lack of a better word, they make you like a vegetable, like someone who has coma. I know that's too extreme and graphic, but let's say you're hyper, you're moving like this. After you take that, any brand of a control tablet, depends on the dosage and depends on the brand and depends on the strength. You can go from being yay this way to just like this. Seriously, for me, that was the impact, and it was so bad for me that from being a person who was hyper, who could think, who could talk, who was dynamic, it made me literally like just like this, like, "Hi, how are you? Fine." Like, I started to talk slow. I started to feel slow. I was like, okay. Like, it was terrible, huh? Terrible. And I went to a psychiatrist, one of the best in the Middle East, who apparently, how I bumped into him was pure accident. He approached me to be his mentor for public speaking and presentations. And when I found out he was a psychiatrist, I told him I would like to be your client, and he was more than happy. Didn't charge me. And for the next I think 2 years plus, I went every week to understand myself. He even gave me control tablets. I tried it. So, various things. I've experimented with literally everything from steroids to mind control pills to whatever you call that biohacking stuff. Okay. So, for me, it had a very bad experience. So, here the teacher, and almost all the teachers, by the way, they have recommended she goes to a doctor, takes these pills, and it seems once you take these pills, you calm down and you become normal. Okay, you become so called normal. My wife, I didn't come to know about this. My wife, who drops my daughter to school and brings her back, the teacher had told her, and my wife told me, "Oh, there's something wrong with our daughter. It seems she has ADHD. She is hyper." And my wife knows. Even I've told her I have ADHD. So she said, "Yeah, she's just like you, but she's even worse. We'll take her to a doctor. We'll give her the pills, and so she can be cool, calm, composed, and be normal like other children and all that." I listened to whatever my wife had to say because she has good intentions. So after listening to everything, I told my wife, "Okay, just have a look at our baby." Okay, so we were sitting and talking, and we saw a baby. Our baby, who was outside that time, she was outside the hall. She was jumping and she is moving here and there, and she is either talking to somebody or she is drawing something or just activity. She is not. And we were just, kind of looking at her from afar, acting like, nothing. And then she came and she hugged me, and then she came to, "Oh, mommy, I love you." And again, right. So I told her, "See, our daughter, there's nothing wrong with her. She's perfectly fine. She's just happy. She's very happy and she is enjoying her life. She's very imaginative, which is why she keeps drawing and coloring. She used to draw and color the walls and make a mess out of everything, but that's part of growing up. So I given her enough and more papers and colors, and you'll not believe, every day she does at least 5 to 6 drawings. She can draw better than me. Like I can only draw 2 eyes and one nose, and my daughter does a much better job. And she does the drawing by looking at an image. Just looking at an image, she doesn't even trace, and she actually does it. And then she is hyper. Okay, so she keeps moving and she keeps talking and she keeps expressing until the time she has to go to bed. So I told my wife, there's nothing wrong with her. She's just a very happy child. She's a very expressive child, and she has a lot of creativity. So we will, just as I channelize it, I will help you channelize it. You just follow my lead or take my advice. So I have literally purchased every possible toy that she can interact with. I purchased games. I purchased drawing books, colors, this, that, whatever. So she is constantly busy with something or another, either coloring or she has, even her iPad, I have paid some educational apps where she can interact and play. She likes to keep playing something or another. Once she's a cat, there's a cat, this thing where she's a cat and she has to do many things. And another one, she's actually a girl and she has to interact with people. And there's even language games and all that. And here's the surprising thing, she learned English not from me, not from my wife, not from school. She learned it by interacting with this iPad. Okay. So, so I told my wife, see, she's creative. Just let her be. And though the teachers still complain, okay, we've managed to find one teacher who doesn't complain. Most of the other teachers complain, but they've realized that I'm perfectly fine with my daughter. Okay. Obviously, there are some teachers, I pay them a little bit extra, give them just as a thank you, so they are patient with my child. Okay. It's not that I'm letting her live like a not so disciplined life. Okay. That give a damn. No. She follows rules. She has to go to sleep on a particular time. She has to eat at a particular time. She has. But I refused to take her to a doctor. Now, this young man who sent me the message that he has ADHD, this I was telling you, the Indian guy, young man who sent me a message on my phone that he has ADHD. And what he told me is, I watched your videos about ADHD, and I've seen what you shared about taking the tablets. So he was kind of afraid, he was kind of frightened. And he said, I just want your advice, suggestion, what should I do? So he told me that he self diagnosed. He didn't get the diagnosis from the doctor. And then he also put down his symptoms. I'm very distracted. I, talk too much. I move here and there. Same like my daughter. He gave all the same symptoms. Like he likes attention. Like even me, tattooed because I love attention. So I immediately told him, see, listen, there's nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You're perfectly fine. Okay. The problem is we live in a society where everyone wants you to be like the rest. 20 children, the way they behave, you also behave like those 20 children, you're normal. If 20 children behave in a way that you want them and one kid does not, that kid is either considered bad or something is wrong with them, or, you know, like in my case, you would not believe this. The priest actually had told my mother and father I might be possessed by the devil because I was talking too much and I was hyper. The teachers said, there's something mentally wrong with your child. I know. Now, if you look at me with all these tattoos, you'll say, yeah, of course, they are right. So, more or less the same. And then I used to get sometimes the relatives, typical Indian relatives who say, he talks like a girl. Oh my goodness, what a shame. He's not obedient. He's not a rank holder. He doesn't sit and study. So everything was chi-chi, yuck. And I was considered a shame for the family. Indians have this typical thing where family name is very important, more important than the child or the well-being of the child. However, in my kid's case, irrespective of what anyone said, she talks too much, she's hyper. I made my wife realize this is not a negative trait, it is a compliment that they have identified something unique. And all we have to do is channelize it, channelize it and give it direction. Like, for example, I talk too much. Well, guess what? Today I have a YouTube channel. I'm making good money. Not good money, it's just okay. But I make, you could say, decent living, self-sufficient through my ability to talk, my ability to think fast, process information. And that has led me to be a good mentor, coach, trainer, by which I've been able to provide for my family and help all of us achieve our dreams. Okay. So, what was apparently a curse, a bad thing, ADHD, yucky, oh, you need to take control tablets and destroy this talent, it became a blessing. And today, among all the relatives, I can challenge you one thing. I'm not the richest among all my relatives. Okay. I'm not the most quote unquote successful, but among all of them, I'm the only lucky one who is doing what he's passionate about. I don't know in and out of all my relatives because I mind my own business. They also mind their own business. I don't keep in touch with anyone, but I'm doing what I passionately love, what I would do for free, and I get paid for it. Okay. So with this young man, I told him, see, listen, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm sure because of society and other people and all that, he must be feeling this way. And I also have to blame his parents because I doubt there is a very transparent or close communication, which is why he has to approach someone like me. And, it's unfortunate that parents who are supposed to be your close friends, who are supposed to be there for you, many of them due to circumstance or due to their personality, they just gave birth and they send you to school, and you come back home and they are busy, you're busy, and maybe they don't know. They don't know better. Okay. So the bottom line, what I'm trying to tell you guys is, see, listen. Number one is we live in a society that wants us to conform, be like everyone else, especially our Indian society. Don't do that. I'm not saying disregard the rules. I'm not saying disrespect the rules. You have to respect the rules. You have to, like, my daughter can't go to school, and when everyone's sitting and doing work or studying, suppose in school, I can't, just congratulate my daughter if she starts screaming, shouting, running around. No, you follow the rules. Yes, sometimes it's hard and uncomfortable, but discipline is needed. Second one is when you are searching for anything online, whether YouTube or anything, it just gives you the answer you're looking for. So if you, for example, if you type why Islam is the true religion, why Islam is a true religion, it'll give you all the reasons why Islam is true from people who have written those articles or those ideas where they've shared. If you put why Islam is a fake religion or why Islam is a bad religion, you'll get all the content that portrays or states why Islam is fake or evil or bad, whatever. So either good or bad. But you can do that same with Hinduism, you can do that same with Christianity. So that is beliefs. Another one, you can say, if you type, these are my symptoms, what's wrong with me? It'll give you all the things that are possibly wrong with you. But if you type the same symptoms and say, what career path can I choose with these amazing skills or talent or this traits? It'll give you what is good about you. So be careful. And nowadays, there's so much of information. You have to be careful what you read, what you accept as the truth, and what you decide to do. And one last thing. See, this young man decided to go to a doctor. I told him, see, listen, go to 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever doctors. But heart of hearts, if you really want me to tell you, if you go to a doctor, the doctor looks at you as his, revenue. He looks at you as, here comes customer, here comes the cash. He's not going to let go of you that easy, especially in India, okay, where mm, just because someone is a medical professional doesn't mean he has good intentions. Even if there's nothing wrong with you, he will maybe conjure up and say, oh, you're distracted. Oh, you can't focus. This is because you have a mind problem. Oh, this pill will solve it. And why does he do that? Number one is he wants you to be a repeat customer, come back to him again. Because every visit he charges money, right? So he makes money. He has to run a clinic, he has to pay for his bills, he has a wife, children at home. And then whichever brand of medicine he recommends, if he recommends that, he's getting a commission out of it. And especially if he has a pharmacy or he has a tie-up with a pharmacy and he has to go to this pharmacy, means he's getting a commission out of it. Okay, it's a business. Remember that much. So doctor doesn't make money if you're well. If you go to a doctor and doctor says, nah, there's nothing wrong with you, go home. He has lost his revenue. But if he tells you, oh, there is something wrong with you, he makes money for every time you visit him. Why do you think the transgender movement, where they encourage children to get surgeries? Because if they were to tell you this, you're perfectly fine, there's nothing wrong with you, they make zero money. But if they tell you there's something wrong with you and you proceed with the surgery, minimum they make 17,500 US dollars annually per child. That is only visitation and consultation. The medicines and the procedure is another big, huge amount. Okay. So these butchers, as I call them, they're just looking to make money out of you. Why do you think if you go to a doctor and say, I don't think I look beautiful, I want Botox injection or I want cosmetic surgery, they're not going to say no. Your revenue, your business, your money for them. So please be careful when you make a decision to go to a doctor. For them, you're a cash cow. If you really genuinely want to go to a doctor who does not get any financial benefit from you. Okay? Go to a doctor who is maybe related to you, is your family friend who loves and cares about you and doesn't want any money but just wants your well-being, but who should be qualified enough to give you advice. Okay? So to that young man whom I said I'll be making a video, I hope this answers your question. If I didn't answer anything, feel free to get in touch with me. I genuinely care about our youngsters, and I don't want them to go on the path of taking dependency or being dependent on doctors, medicines, tablets. You're perfectly fine as you are. And if you learn to control your mind and discipline yourself and naturally develop the so-called muscles, and with proper nutrition, proper sleep, and proper lifestyle, with proper communication between the parents and support from others, I think you'll be perfectly fine. All right. Good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And please avoid self diagnosis, because we all are distracted. We all. Today's day and age, if you see a smartphone, everybody is distracted. It's made in a way for us to be distracted. Why do you think TikTok videos are 10 seconds? Okay, they want you to keep getting distracted, like bright lights and shocking stuff and all that. So the content is designed in such a way, the apps are designed in such a way, the games are designed in such a way, the lifestyle is designed in such a way. So don't blame yourself for it. Instead of, in the olden days when there was no TV, when there was no distractions, when there was just normal life, everyone was fine. It's the technology that has made us this way, and then it becomes a habit. So I'm pretty sure if you get the proper guidance and if you learn how to control yourself from internet and social media, you'll be perfectly fine. All right. Please don't go to a doctor. They're just looking to make money. All right. You guys take care. Good, bad, ugly. Let me know in the comments below.